Ebony's Creativity.
Hey everybody, I'm Ebony. This is Ebony's Creativity. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. Today I will be doing another installment of my series called Did I Dupe It? And today's video will be a DIY wall clock. My goal was to recreate this clock for under $10, and the original price of this clock is $200. So I wanted to see if I could give this a try, doing this really cheaply. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think of how I did. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you want to see how I created this clock for the cheap, just keep right on watching. But before we get into the goods, I just want to mention that I will be entering this video into this month's The Look for Less challenge, which is a challenge that is put on monthly by the Latina next door. Go check out her channel, by the way. And a co-host, this month's co-host is DIY Beauty on Purpose, and it is where we see all of the beautiful DIYs from people who are recreating high-end projects for a fraction of the cost. So I felt like this video would fit in perfectly for the challenge, and thank you guys so much for hosting this challenge. And now let's get into the good stuff. Here are the supplies. I have 2 dowels from Michael's. These are the orange dowels. And I found these 2 hula hoops at Dollar Tree. Also, I found this clock movement kit from Michael's. It was on clearance for about $4. And then I found these clock hands on sale for $2. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. $2.74 at Hobby Lobby. This is a magnetic tin from Dollar Tree that I'll also be using. Those are the main materials that were used, but I figured I would go ahead and throw in a list of the additional materials that I'm using, just in case you want to recreate this DIY. So here they are on the screen. So if you look carefully at the hula hoops, you can see an area where it separates. You can pop it apart and pour the beans out. And here I'm just showing you that the shiny part on this is just one big sticker. So if you can kind of get it going, pick up one of the corner pieces there. You can unravel it. It's pretty easy to unravel. It's just a sticker and it comes off with very little effort. Here you see me laying out everything, trying to determine how long my dowel should be. I did make one of my dowels too short, so don't repeat the same mistake as me. You can't really tell, but I noticed in the original image that the dowel at the 12 o'clock position is much longer than mine is. So I ended up with 3 dowels that were 12.5 inches long and one that is about 13.25. But for your purposes, I would say make 3 that are 12.5 and one that is 14 inches. I also ended up with 4 2-inch dowels. Up next, I'm going to take my drill and my drill bit and make a hole in the center of my magnetic tin, and I'm going to make sure that my clock assembly can fit through it. So now I have my top of my caulk container, and you could probably find something else that looks similar to the ornamental piece on the top of the clock, but that's just what I found. I have my magnetic tin, I have my 4 2-inch dowels, and then I have my longer dowels. So everything is here together, and I'm going to just get my hot glue gun and start to assemble everything. And it is important to remember to put the glue on the dowel and not on the hula hoop, because the hula hoop is made from kind of a cheap plastic and it could possibly melt, so you wouldn't want that. So put the glue directly onto the dowels as much as possible. Try not to put it directly on the hoop itself. I am kind of eyeballing the placement of my 4 longer dowels, but I think it would have been smarter and much easier had I measured out exactly 4 points that are equal distance apart and use that as a guideline of where to place my 4 dowels. So if you don't have a really exact eye, you may want to measure and kind of figure out exact placement for your 4 longer dowels, and I think that that would make this much easier, and that will help you out a lot. So as you can see here, I'm starting out by making my T shape with my magnetic tin in the middle. Next, I'm going to go ahead and place my top of my caulk container on the longer dowel that I have put down. Like I said, you should make yours a little bit longer than I made mine. Mine does hang over, so you can kind of get the effect that's in the original image, but I just wish I had made this part just a slight bit longer. That way it will be much more pronounced. So I'm going to just go ahead and glue down the top of a caulk container. You can use anything that resembles that ornamental piece on the original image that you have. This is just the closest thing that I can think of. And next I'm going to go ahead and secure my 4 2-inch dowels right on top of the 4 longer dowels. Next, I'm going to go ahead and place the second hula hoop on top, and this will reveal to you everything that's not in alignment. So you can see mine doesn't lay perfectly flat. Some of my 2-inch dowel pieces are kind of gone askew. So I'm going to just go ahead and place this hula hoop down, and I'm going to pop the pieces that are kind of leaning off and just do whatever re-gluing is necessary to make sure that my 2 hula hoops line up. So this is where I'm at right now, and I am going to take this outside and spray paint it. Alright, so here is the spray paint that I'll be using. It is the metallic gold spray paint by Rust-Oleum. Nothing different here. I love Rust-Oleum spray paints, so I always use those. And I'm just going to hit this with one quick coat of spray paint. Let that dry and come back and hit it with one more coat. So I'll be doing 2 coats in total of this spray paint. If you are new to spray painting, I just want to point out how you don't see me getting really close to this item. You want to stay about 6 to 8 inches away from your target and just do a light thin coat. You may not cover everything on the first coat, but that's why we do 2. So don't get too close to whatever you're spray painting, because you will cause drips and you will make a mess of your project. So that's just a tip for any beginner spray painters out there. Here's how this looks after 2 coats of spray paint. No drips and a very smooth, nice, even coat, which is what we want. I did go ahead and pop my magnetic tin off of the dowels because I felt like the next part would be easier. And all I'm doing is gluing down my clock assembly into the inside of the magnetic tin. And I am going to also assemble my clock based off of my clock assembly kit instructions. I'm slightly out of frame here, but really doesn't matter that I show you this part because your assembly instructions may be different. So just look at the directions that come with your kit and follow those. Mine just say to put the shorter hand on first, followed by the longer hand, and then this little screw here, just screw it down. So I've never done one of these before, but it was really simple and to the point. So now my clock hands are on and I'm ready to reassemble everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put my magnetic tin back on the dowel. So I'm just adding a little bit more hot glue and going ahead and placing that down. Up next, I'm going to take this nail and my hammer and just go ahead and place this where I want it to go on my wall. And I'm just about ready to give you some final images, but before I do that, I wanted to pop in and request that you subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment down below letting me know, did I dupe it? Is this good enough? Is this close enough to the original? Is this something that you would want to recreate? Let me know exactly what you think down in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to reading your comments, and I thank you so much for watching.